so I have disappeared for a little while and I've been meaning to vlog for weeks now but something always seems to get in the way because I've been at the hospital what seems like non-stop. I think I live there now. Well, not all at one hospital, I've been to about 3 and I've got another 2 this week, so that's good. And other than that, I've been sleeping. Very exciting. Thrilling. And I've got a few plans for vlogs, and I came up with a really good one last week that I never got around to recording because I fell asleep and then I had things to do. So that one's kind of going to wait though, because I have been reading a book. And I had not heard of the book until the film came out with all its controversial remarks and anger. I've seen a lot of anger. So I read Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I finished it this morning and I could not stop crying. It was so sad. Considering I only read it to see what all the anger was about, really I got into it far too much. But anyway, it was sad and it got me thinking about when it's time to stop letting everyone else run how things are and for you to make time for you to realise who you are and what you've become. So the vlog from last week is going to have to wait, and today this is something I've never really thought about actually, and considering it's been nearly 5 years, I think that's a bit remarkable. We're going to talk about grief. And that sounds a bit weird because I'm not dead, I'm very much still here, but I'm almost dead in a way. Like, the Amy that I was before Emmy, she's gone and she's not coming back. And until recently, I haven't really grasped that, because every doctor I saw, no matter what they were an expert in or whether they were just a GP, whatever they were, used to promise me beyond all belief that after 4 years I would be better. And when it got to 4 years last year, I sat there and I was like, come on then, am I just going to wake up one day and it's going to be gone? And then it slowly started to get worse and the symptoms crept up on me, and it hit me quite quickly that that promise had been broken. Nobody could keep that anymore. And whenever I mentioned it, people just looked uncomfortable, and I knew that they had realised that that was a promise they couldn't keep and that that was no longer going to happen. So 5 years on, definitely past the 4-year mark now, and I suppose a year on from 4 years isn't too much, but now, because things have kind of become more complicated and my diagnosis has moved on a lot, and I've been diagnosed with a lot more things and I'm still being tested for other things now that could have been missed, I've really started to come to terms with the fact that pre-ME Amy, she's gone. That's it now. And there's a possibility that there'll never be a post-ME Amy. In fact, that's a very big possibility. And it makes me quite uncomfortable talking about this, because I think in my head and everyone else's head, because of this promise that we were given at the beginning, like, we'd all really had this 4-year thing stuck in our head and everyone thought that this wasn't forever. Nobody had really planned for this to be forever, especially not me. I was sat there like, 4 years, be awful, but I can get through 4 years. If it's just 4 years, even if it's 4 years and a month, I can do that. I can deal with that. But now, especially the other things I have, definitely that just is forever. That's not going away no matter how much I want it to, no matter how much medication they give to me. I'll always have POTS and I'll always be celiac. Kind of ruins your eating out. And the other things that I'm now being looked into that they think I've got, they'll never go away. And there's been a lot more research into ME now, and that's probably not going anywhere either. So it's time to, I don't know, I suppose prepare for that And I think it's not just me that has to prepare for that, it's all of my family as well, who were also given this wonderful promise, and I think we have all really clung to that, and a few of us still are, even though we realise it was all a load of crap. So it's time to say goodbye to old Amy, and we can all grieve for that as much as we like, and we can all wish that she would come back and I could be her again, but I never will be. And it's also time for me to really say goodbye to a lot of the things I wanted to do and to ever being normal. Because I'm never going to be like everyone else, ever. I'm never going to get to do the average stuff that everyone's doing. And yes, I get to do a lot of good things, but I haven't been able to go off and go to university because I live 20 minutes from home currently, and even then I need my mum every 2 hours. So couldn't really go any further, and I couldn't deal with university. I barely managed to sit on my bum in bed and write an assignment and read through the work I've got to do, never mind leave the house and get dressed to do it. So I'm never going to get that. And now I'm starting to realise that the things that I thought I'd do in the future, I might not be able to. So I would love to be an English teacher. I love English, and I had a brilliant English teacher when I was starting high school, and she was so excited about English and she was so enthusiastic. It got me really excited, and I want to be her. I want to be that teacher. But if I can't even wash my hair by myself without nearly passing out and needing an hour-long lie down, how am I going to teach a class hours a day, 5 days a week? I don't know how possible that is anymore, and I'm starting to panic a little bit now. I don't really know what I'm going to do, because I just want to be a teacher. I can't even think of anything else I'd want to be. I mean, I know I was a nanny and I loved that, believe me, I loved that, but I couldn't do that again. I'm still too attached to those kids. I can't attach myself to any others. Whew. I don't know how Mary Poppins doesn't cry. I still cry. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I'm starting to realise that all of these dreams that I had and still have might never happen. And I might not be able to do the job I want. I might not be able to be the girlfriend or wife I dreamed I could be, and maybe not even the mother, because literally since I have been little, and this is, I know somebody's going to freak out about this because it's not very, not very feminist, but all I have wanted is to be a mum. Since I was little, I used to play with dolls, I used to pretend to be a mummy, I would do everything. And all I have wanted since I was little was to have kids and be the perfect mum. Not that I'm sure what the perfect mum is anymore, but at least being able to get out of bed might be a good start. Could help. But I mean, I might not be able to be the mum that I had visioned and go on all these wonderful adventures. I couldn't even push a pram down the street because I need someone to push me. So it's quite hard to realise and come to terms with things that I think I'd always known, but because of this promise that I was clinging on to for dear life, I had still thought were a reality, and I'd still thought were perfectly possible. But maybe they're not. And that's okay, because there's always something else. And it's okay for me to be sad and to be frustrated and feel let down by my body and by those doctors that gave me that thing they couldn't actually provide me with. Because a bit of me has gone and I've become a whole new person, and whether I like that person or not, that she's not going anywhere. So it's time to kind of accept and begin to move on look towards new things and try and figure out what the hell I am going to do with my life. Because I really don't know right now, and I kind of don't have to know, so that's alright. At least I got a bit of time. But you know, it's a bit heartbreaking to suddenly have, you know, maybe 60, 70 years snatched away from you, and to have to rethink everything you've wanted to be since you were little. I mean, the things I loved doing, I can't do. Never mind just the things I wanted as my career and to be a mum. I can't really sing anymore because I find that when I'm singing or talking, I get really tired quickly and my throat starts to hurt. And it's my absolute dream to be Elphaba in Wicked. And that's never going to happen because even watching Wicked exhausts me, never mind having to be in it. Can you imagine? Be in hospital for weeks. But I'll get there. And it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to miss the things that I could have done. But there's also a small part of me that is going to keep hoping that one day the things I want to do will happen, and that maybe it'll not be as big a battle as I'm currently anticipating it to be. This is something that, as I said before, I've really pushed to the back of my mind and tried to live in complete denial about for the last 5 years, because I've just been so determined to not listen to my body and not listen to the internet and the people who actually have ME as well, and cling to this thing that I was going to be fine. So I'm still trying to deal with it, and I get very upset and very frustrated, and I know that a lot of my family will not accept that it's not ever going away. It's like, I don't know, we're all clinging on to something that we knew wasn't real in the first place, and it is really, really upsetting to think about it, but there's nothing I can do, and never mind. So I'm really sorry, guys, again. But seeing as I have just begun to realise, after 5 years, that this isn't going anywhere, I would like a little bit of advice from anyone who has also been through this grieving and heartbreaking time of wishing they could be the person they used to be and having to realise that things aren't possible and change their whole dream. So I would really love to know how any of you, no matter why it happened, not just people with ME, anyone who's had to do this, I would love to know how you dealt with it, how you keep yourself positive every day, and I just really want to know the easiest way to get through this, not just for me, but for the people I love, because it's not just me who's kind of missing that girl, and I have to be quite aware of that now. So yes, any advice would be amazing, and I still have some suggestions that I was given ages ago and I haven't forgotten them. In fact, one of them was what I was going to do for my last vlog that I never got round to because I was in and out of hospital and sleeping and being stabbed with needles, and it was all very exciting. But anyway, I shall get around to those soon because I have nothing else to do after I've been to the hospital on Thursday. So it will be exciting, and we will see where it goes from there. So I'm not sending any spoons because I haven't got any spare. I'm sorry. No spoons spare. But lots of love, and please, please, please get in touch and give me some tips on how to get through this, because it is really difficult and I really don't know who I am right now. So I hope you're all okay, and I will see you all soon. Bye!